Hey y'all, it's Kirk. So Ask Dr. Kirk hunting episode. I'm out here on this windy day looking at turkey poop. I like that. Some old stuff, but still a great sign. I know that was gross to some of y'all, but so actually brings us to our question today. So hunting question comes today from Michael in Dodge County, and Michael in Dodge County says, Ask Dr. Kirk hunting. I'm getting into turkey hunting, and everyone is contradicting themselves on what is turkey weather. What is turkey weather? Okay, great question. So, weather. First off, let's talk hunting. Let's talk not just hunting turkeys, but my other favorite one, whitetail. What is hunting weather? What even does that mean? Okay, first off, it doesn't mean quite what you think it is. In your head, you're probably thinking like us humans. You're thinking there's a certain kind of weather that we like and a certain kind of weather that we're comfortable in and uncomfortable with. Well, look, here's the truth of the matter. They live out here. So there's really no such thing as like, this is the worst. There's absolutely impossible in this weather. The turkeys are saying, oh man, you see the weather forecast the next few days? Yeah, man, let's go to the bowling alley or go watch movies or something. No, they're still out here. So you have to understand that, yes, there's certain weather that is going to be more conducive to you harvesting a turkey or a whitetail, if we're talking about that. But there's simply weather where you have to adjust your tactics. That's simple. So yeah, there is some really low percentage weathers on certain species that many hunters who aren't out there for it and have whatever their private land they can always hunt, or they always have time off, and you guys that I'm jealous of that all you do is hunt, man, then sure, you can have some days where you're just going, meh, I'll just stay in, whatever. But if you're out here and you have to hunt, you only have a certain amount of days or a certain amount of time that you can hunt, then it's in your best interest to learn how to hunt specific types of weather. So, and the other thing about that is, even though you may have to change your tactics, think about when weather is uncomfortable to us humans. Okay, so there's a significant amount of hunters, and I know you've dealt with several of them in your life, that just aren't dedicated to it. So, it's too cold, I'm not going in. Oh, it's too this, I'm not going in. Oh, I stayed up too late at hunting camp, I'm not going to come out this morning, whatever. Well, when there's less and less of those guys, especially for you public land guys, that's less competition. That's less pressure on the animals. Those are the times you should be out there and figuring out, when everybody else is saying, I'm not going out in this. Hey, better chance on you. And trust me, as much corn as I put out in my living room, deer ain't walking by me there. I tried. My wife was very mad. The back to your original question, Michael. So what you asked specifically about turkeys. So there'll be some hunters out there who will say, when it's windy, don't even bother going. You've probably heard that. Maybe you've heard that. Disagree. Yes, a very less chance, like a windy day like today. Look at the leaves moving. Yeah, so yeah, not great turkey weather, so to speak, but that doesn't mean that there aren't turkey out here or they're not harvestable, because they certainly are. So think about it from species to species. That's how you have to think about these things. So let's think about the species of turkey. And we talked about in the previous episode, what is a turkey's best sense? It's sight, right? They base most of their defense kind of stuff on sight. So they can, supposedly, as they say, see your eyes blink from a football field away. That's huge, right? Any kind of movement, not good. So you have to be super statue still when you turkey hunt. So apply that to your weather question. When stuff's windy, look at all this. It's all moving, right? So when a turkey is in its surroundings trying to figure out if something's going to pounce on it or not, the whole background moving is not great for turkeys. This is super dangerous for them. They can't necessarily see if somebody's sneaking up on them. So turkeys aren't going to be as brave and moving around when it's windy like this. So that's why you hear a lot of folks say, if it's windy, just don't even bother going. Look at my lock on back there. It's a good ambush spot I got right there, isn't it? Anyway, I'm out here cleaning up my deer stands. Let's go to rain. So think about rain. Some people will say, well, rain has the same kind of effect. Rain may hit all the little leaves and the grasses and everything and make everything move. So turkeys don't really like that. That's true. That's true. However, turkeys are initially waterproof, so they ain't going nowhere. They're going to be out. In fact, what they're going to do is, you guys who have big fields, big ag fields, big open areas that you get to hunt, that's where they're going to be. Because think about how, from a turkey's perspective, they want to be able to see as far as they can. They want to see a predator coming. So during the rain, the advice I've always been given is go to the edge of those ag fields. That's where turkeys are going to go during the rain. So they'll go out there so they can see for the farthest that they can see in order to stay safe. Simple as that. Now, keep going with our logic here, with vision being their main thing. You think a foggy morning is a very good time? No, probably not. They can't see. So what are they going to do? They're probably going to stay up in that roost tree a lot longer before they pitch down, and they're going to stay up there. Well, guess what else on a foggy morning happens? A lot of hunters, a lot of just the normie kind of hunters, no offense, are going to not even go out that morning. So what's in your best interest? Be out there in that morning when that fog burns off, nobody else is in the turkey woods, here comes those turkeys pitching down, and you're the only one there that's going to sound that sexy call and get them coming into you. So be thinking that way. Now, wind, I should go back to the whole wind situation when it comes to deer, good and bad, right? All depends about that, because remember, what is their best sense? Smell, right? So if the wind is bad directionally, then yeah, there's certain sets that you probably shouldn't hunt. But if the wind is advantageous and blowing your scent away from your whatever specific kill zone, then dude, go. That's absolutely when you need to go. Let's apply rain to deer. Rain and deer is awesome. They don't mind unless it's absolutely downpouring, where they may bed down a little bit under some kind of shade if it's pouring. But otherwise, sprinkling rain, dude, hunt that. Absolutely hunt that for a couple of reasons. Now, some might say that the way a deer's nose works, it works by just like a dog's nose. They like to lick it and make it wet so that their olfactory senses are even more sharp, because the moisture helps them to smell farther. Some might argue that rain is going to make their sense a little bit more sharp as far as smelling you. However, if you can still play the wind, because wind usually comes with rain, and you can play that correctly, then that's a non-factor. Another cool thing about it is during rut and deer are busy making scrapes and rubs and all of that kind of stuff, that's their communication hubs. And as soon as that rain breaks, usually those big boys that are nice and feisty will come running to those scrapes and rubs to renew them and refreshen them, because the rain just wiped off some of their scent that they wanted there. Really cool tip. So I was told, hey, hunt that rain. If you got good rain gear, I would hunt rubs and scrapes during the rain, and I'm waiting for that little bit of break, and then here comes that big boy coming to freshen up his scrape or freshen up his rub, and you're there on an ambush. So pretty cool tactics that we can use in order to use weather in our favor. So anyway, Michael from Dodge County, is there such thing as a bad weather? No, there's no impossible weather, but you need to learn how to work the weather to your advantage. Okay, is that about as Dr. Kirk simple as I can put it? I hope so. Anyway, love y'all, mean it. Jesus loves you. Hey, let's get out here. This is the area. Look at this. Isn't this awesome? God charged Adam with us being holding dominion over the creatures of the earth. This is what we're supposed to be doing, y'all. Love y'all.